There's a scene in episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Maybe you saw this movie, maybe you didn't, but I'll break it down for you. Boy on the left is Anakin Skywalker. He's going to become Darth Vader in just a couple of years. This is his love interest, Senator Amidala. They're having lunch, and she picks up that he does not much care for her profession, politics. So she asks him, how would you like to see things done if you're so smart? And he says, well, if I could design a system, it would be one where the politicians get together, they discuss what's in the best interest of the people, and then they do it. And she laughs and she's like, that's what we do. The problem is that people don't always agree. To which Anakin says, well, then they should be made to. Who's going to make them? You? No, not me. Someone wise, just someone else who can do this. And here's the kicker. I mean, Padme then says to him, well, that sounds an awful lot like a dictatorship. And he just laughs and he says, if it works. I want to pose a question to you, which is think of your country. How certain are you that all the people around you at any given time, think your family, your friends, Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, Independents, how certain are you that they really buy into what we're doing here? That they naturally support and love democracy? Because what we do here is actually really, really hard. You don't get what you want all the time. Power is changing hands every 4 years. It's kind of ugly. Even if you win, you still don't get everything that you want. It's really, really hard. But it's also beautiful because we know what the alternative is. Star Wars is speaking to this, if you're looking for that. The lightsaber battles are cool, the space battles are awesome, but at its heart is a story of liberty versus control. I used to be certain, I really did, I used to be certain that 80% of people, you like this, don't you? I used to be certain that 80% of people around me at any given time really supported and loved democracy and self-governance. And then COVID-19 and this guy happened. And then I realized 80% of people around me at any given time might not actually support democracy and self-rule. They might only support it, like Anakin Skywalker, if everybody is comfortable, if nobody ever dies who shouldn't, if they feel safe, if things are going well, or if they are winning. And if they're not winning, you know what they will do. They will leak Supreme Court decisions to the public so they can intimidate justices. They will threaten to expand the court. They will, like Justin Trudeau, they will monitor or freeze bank transactions for your political contributions. They will just change the rules of the game. You see this all the time, every time you turn on the news. In Star Wars' case, they literally just built a Death Star to force unity at gunpoint. That's what the whole thing was about. And most of you know that this is why our system was designed the way that it is. Our founders were wary of this. They knew that we were not angels and that we needed hurdles, checks and balances, all these things to slow down our dormant totalitarian instincts. It's just sort of built into human nature to want things to be safe and to go well. But I just can no longer assume that the majority of our neighbors do think this way. And it's why I wrote How the Force Can Fix the World. And it's a book about trying to look into Star Wars and extract the best messages on liberty that are in these movies. Because this is like the most important franchise of the world for the past 40 years, whether we like it or not. I happen to love it. It would be great if our schools taught our kids how to think about liberty. But they're not doing that. So I will settle for pop mythology that is actually putting forward a pretty good lesson in its place. I just want to leave you with one picture. It's the first time that we see Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He's about to leave home for the first time to train as a Jedi. He's 9 years old. He's never been anywhere else. He's never seen anything. And he says to his mother, "I don't want things to change." And she says to him, "Well, you can't stop the change any more than you can stop the sun from setting." And then she says, "Don't look back." What do you think he does? He looks back. Because Anakin could never let go of things. He didn't want things to change. And my question for you today as we discuss this issue is, can you accept change? Can you let go? Can you embrace spontaneity, social change, technological upheaval, changing trends, without trying to find kind of political tools, miniature Death Stars, to force things back to being the way that they might have been before? Can you accept California having abortion if it means that you can ban it in your state? And I get it. Progressives want to control you. They want to enforce California values on everybody. But we are not them, and we can't be, and I hope we are not. We know that liberty demands that we try.